Ojo boo boo. Ojo boo boo. Ojo boo boo. Ojo. Oh, okay, back. 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 Okay. Alright, alright. Did you hurt your leg? Come here, come here. He's always trying to hide stuff. Uh-huh. What's that from? What's that from, huh? Okay, I'll pay attention to you later. Look, go back. Oh my God. Okay, back. Okay, watch out. Back. Back. I can't push you back, but apparently you can go back. Go! Go, varmint! Go. I'm the rootin' and tootin'est, rottenest, whatever, I don't know. Go back! Go! Vamos! Here, look, this is a dog bone. Oh, look. Alright. Whew! Children, can you speak to children better than animals? He wants to have some attention. I give him attention all the time. We roughhouse. When he got into the fight with the other dog took a bunch of cranial injuries because I do ninja playing with my dog. Anyway, IQ, intelligence quotient. Before we start this, I need to define what IQ means and what intelligence means. For a lot of you, intelligence does not mean come here. Intelligence does not mean what you think it means. Intelligence simply means knowledge. This is Powerade. Knowledge. like the little Italian guy says. Is he Italian? What is he? I don't know. Okay, knowledge. I'm going to go over a few IQ data points with you all because I'm sure you're going to love this video. Stop! Just get away. You don't care about what's over here. Move! You're gonna trip the light. Go! Nobody wants you. And you're in trouble anyway. There you go. Go poke around there. Okay, so let's talk about, I think it was ABC or CBS did an actual study, or they reported on a study that was done. Very large study with black kids in school. So there's all this notion that, oh, the black community, blah, 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 IQ, right? Below IQ. Okay. So they found something very shocking in this study. What did they find? They found that black children, namely black boys, who they're really only concerned with, had a much higher, like 10 to 20 points higher than white children in K through about the 4th grade. They were very shocked at this. And they said, how could this be? And now, what this finding, like Neil deGrasse Tyson does, he wiggles his hands or something. I'm not trying to imitate him. I don't really watch the guy, and I don't agree with him on a lot of things because I think he virtue signals on a lot of issues. What the impact of this is that in early childhood, black boys specifically are smarter than everybody else, even Asians. Okay, so what does that indicate? What is that? Go look. Be the guard dog and go look. No? Maybe it's outside. That indicates that there's a two-parent household and that they're receiving very direct instruction from their parents in early childhood development, right? Which then nullifies or debunks this notion that 70% of black children are born out of wedlock, which I've been arguing, have been presenting you all with facts and figures and stats to completely disprove this, right? Okay, here's something else that says, hey, these black boys are receiving two-parent, very involved instruction at home. Early childhood development, right? Now, the next thing that they found, then, what do you call a really sort of not shames, but it's more than shames. It solidifies the notion that these very liberal schools are intentionally dumbing down these black boys. So you have these very smart black boys, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me say this overall. Education in the United States is anti-boy. So, if you will, let me make a conclusion here. Anti-boy translates to double harm when it comes to a black boy. So it's anti-boy and it's also anti-black, right? This is why you have little girls having the police called on them in elementary school. Who calls the police on an elementary kid? You shouldn't be teaching a classroom. You shouldn't be a teacher. You should not be an assistant principal. You shouldn't be a nurse. You shouldn't be a principal. If you can't handle an elementary school kid, you should not have a job. You shouldn't be nowhere near around children. Okay. Okay, so my conclusion is that it's double harm. They're doing double harm because here's what happens at the 3rd grade or the 4th grade. Anubis, go check that out. Go. You're the worst guard dog ever. Around the 3rd and 4th grade, the black boys start slipping in IQ versus the white children start increasing. Now, of course, you have a time period, I guess, in the 4th, 5th, 7th grade. What did I say? 4th, 5th. I'm thinking about whatever this noise is. 4th, 5th, 6th grade. The white boys and the black boys are equal, and then the black boys go like this, and the white boys go like this. You see, the white boys go down too, but not as much as the black boys. Now, you see, it is a steep drop from being ahead of everybody to being the lowest. IQ means you are not being taught. It has nothing to do anything genetic. You are not being taught. So when somebody says their IQ is dropping or their IQ is lower, it means they weren't taught. Has nothing to do with eating chicken, cornbread. I am so hungry right now. Somebody send me a care package. What did I eat today? Oh, I went and bought a Subway sandwich. That was it. One Subway sandwich today. Collard greens, black-eyed peas, cornbread. Whoever think that's something to laugh at, or it's terrible, or so ha ha ha, I can't believe you people eat that. Have you eaten that stuff? That is delicious comfort food. Now, for the watermelon, you know we get our watermelons from Mexico, and let me tell you, just for as a fact, they grow GMO watermelons in Mexico. And they pluck them unripe and ship them up here so that we get unripe watermelons. Now, I have yet to taste a watermelon where I was like, oh my God, this is a fantastic watermelon. In fact, just a couple of years ago, it was like the first time I've eaten a watermelon since I was like 4. And it was terrible. It was out of this was it Dollar General or Walmart? One of these discount places. Terrible. There's no way that a black person would grow a watermelon and it tastes that awful. Anyway, so the black boys drop precipitously because they are not being taught. Now, that is not to say that the white girls fare any better, because school, although it's female-centered, female-centric, female-designed, what school? School is sitting down in the desk for what is it, like 6 hours or something like that, sitting at your desk and listening and being quiet and who has a question? Oh, who can answer this question? Oh, who would like to go to the board? Do you understand that mode, that design is female oriented? Can you imagine, when you imagine in your brain a male designed school? First of all, it probably would be in a machine shop somewhere. If not a machine shop, it would be outside somewhere under a tree, you know, and it'd be a gruff man talking about, okay, now here's what you got. You got your cell phone, and okay, now you push the button and it pops on, okay, then you swipe it. Play. What is that? Okay, that's your bionic pancreas. All right, and you got your robot. You ready to go? All right. Just think about the science class where you had to dissect something. Who really came to life in that? It was always the boys, because the girls always went, oh, these frogs, why do we have to do this? Anyway, so the boys were not only were they not squeamish about the frog, but they were all like always giggling and trying to do experimental stuff with the frog, which is what you're supposed to do. That's the whole idea of it. But now they probably have done away with that because some group has said that that's terrible. How dare you do that to animals that eat each other? What was I watching? Something in the bird laid her eggs and here comes the snake. What is moving? Do you hear that? Go get it. 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 So here comes the snake and eats all the eggs. Her entire nest. There you go. No more grandchildren for this mama, right? Now, let's move on to the second group. That is women versus men. So women, let me say this right off the bat. Women are not as dumb as men. Ooh. Is that controversial? No, it shouldn't be. You know, all the women should be cheering now. Women are not as dumb as men. Yay! All right, so and let me explain what that means. So if we go from the average of women, and then we go right, which is the dumb part. As you go right, this is the bell, right? So you go to the middle of the bell, go down, and it stops. For men, it goes and goes. It keeps going all the way to 0. And as far as imbecile, it's a psychiatric definition. A lot of these words that we insult each other with are actual psychiatric terms for IQ. So as you approach 0, men keep going all the way to 0. Women stop just at imbecile, right? Just at idiot or imbecile. It's one of those phrases. Women stop. So you don't have this entire thing all the way to 0 that keeps going to 0, right? That's the good news. What's the bad news? Well, it's not bad news. It's just that on the other side of that bell, it doesn't keep going the other way either. And in fact, the two bells are like a McDonald's sign. So that women, the average intelligence or IQ of a woman is less than the average intelligence of a man. Why is that? Well, let's use this example. Sweden punishes their poor, right? So they pay like 75% taxes in Sweden. They pay 75% taxes. Why is that? Because the poor are going to use way more of any of the social services, so they should be paying the majority of the taxes for that stuff, right? So if they're going to use free health care, or they're going to use free education, or they're going to need free insurance for this and the other, they must be made to pay. The rich in Sweden don't pay as much as the poor. Nowhere near as close. Because they understand that the rich in Sweden are the ones who hire all the poor people. So why punish the people providing the money with which they get money, right? So Sweden is not socialist as much as people want to keep trying to say it is. It is actually a market economy. A market economy translates to capitalist society, right? And they have come out over and over and over. There's even a documentary about it. Okay, so in Sweden, there are a lot more rich people. And so the average income level or household income in Sweden is much higher than in the United States if you do take the average, right? Because more people over there are wealthy in what we call the 1%. So more people are in the 1% over there, which is not the 1%. It's more like the 30%. Over there, more people are in the wealthy side of the slope, and it is, like that. It's just sloping up. Because there's far more, wealth is widespread amongst many people. They have a higher household income, whereas in the United States we have a lot of poor people and we have a lower household income. So let's apply that example to IQ. When you get to men, yeah, you have a bell curve, and in the bell curve means that how you count the bell is there's 50 people who are at this IQ, there's 1,000 people at this IQ, there's 1,000,000 people at this IQ, there's 2,000,000 people at this IQ, so you got the bell curve that goes up like that, right? Well, on the IQ, when you're going towards intelligence, you've got people who are at 140, 141, 142. Here's the problem with men. There are men so smart that the bell curve goes like, and it keeps going. Just like the bell curve this way keeps going to 0, the bell curve on this one keeps going, and they have guys so smart that you can't even calculate what their intelligence is. So the entire bell is moved over for men. On average, men are smarter than women. However, women are not as dumb as men. So the women have a nice average intelligence. Men have everything intelligence. They have super dumb all the way to 0, and then they have off the charts smart. You have black kids inventing operation like surgical robots. True story. Or you got little black kids doing this. Little white boys doing startups for iPhones and apps and so forth and so on, right? And it's always boys, men, what have you, right? So that's the deal. Now, once again, I'm telling you, IQ is not how wise you are. Nothing to do with that. I don't even know if there's such a way to even calculate the wisdom of a person. And the IQ test was never designed, but they're applying it now, to how smart you are. The IQ test was designed to see how dumb you are. So, if they're saying that women are not as smart, but also not as dumb as men, that's going to be far more accurate than to say that we have these. Like I said, there's men off the chart smart. They're so smart that the test can't even test it. They're so they're just once you get into genius, once you get beyond genius, I mean, there's nothing really that you can even say, right? He's 160, he's 200. I don't know what he is. He's talking about phase shift teleportation. I have no idea. Sounds kooky, and a lot of those guys come across as crazy, and a lot of people say they're crazy because what this guy sees as elementary and basic, we see as, sorcery, magic. There you have it. Now, so this is why, and I learned about this study years ago, and I wanted to make an all black boys school, and it would be very rigorous and very strict, rigorous, but it would also cater to boys, black boys. There we go. So if I ever get my feet on my ground, okay. So here's the deal. I want to change around. I've been playing around with my channel for years now, just playing around. This is why I don't have a million subscribers, because I play around. But what do I mean by I play around? I make this kind of video, then I turn around and make this kind of video, then I turn around and make this kind of video, because I'm experimenting. And here's the problem, though. The parameters of my experiment was, if I make a video and it just hits, that's what I'm gonna do. So my next video is gonna go back to aliens. I'm gonna talk about aliens and see how that does. But if you like this type of video, make sure that now, of course, the only people who are making it to this point are the very super serious people who are really interested in my channel. So all of you, thumbs up the video and leave a couple of comments. I read all, and it doesn't matter if you like me or you dislike me. I'm an intellectual. You can say whatever you want on my channel, as long as it's, tasteful. And I mean, like, don't be like, oh, you MF blah FB blah blah blah, I hate you, nothing like that. Say, I disagree with you, and here's why. At the 14th minute, this is why. That's fine. That's great. That's fantastic. All right. So leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and watch the whole video again.